start in a seated position. We're going to tune in, so rub your hands together, place your hands at your heart. We are chanting Ong Namo Guru Dev Namo. This is connecting us to our higher self. This is connecting us to our creativity, and it's also connecting us to the golden chain of teachers, which are just the teachers who come before us, so that way they can instill their wisdom onto us. So inhale. Ong Namo Gurudev Namo. Ong Namo Gurudev Namo. Ong Namo Gurudev Namo. Inhale. Look up at the point between the brow, Pulunula Bandha. Exhale. And then the next chant is for protection. Adgure Name, Chigadgure Name, Satgure Name, Siddhi Gurudev Name. Adgure Name, Chigadgure Name, Satgure Name, Siddhi Gurudev Name. Adgure Name, Chigadgure Name, Satgure Name, Siddhi Gurudev Name. Inhale. Look up at that point between the brow. Exhale. Okay, let's come into a standing position. We're going to come into mountain pose. So feet together. Make sure your knees are over your ankles. Just actually take a second as well and focus on your feet. So you want to evenly distribute the weight in your feet, rock forward and back, left and right. This is really important because we're always wearing shoes. So you have 2 points in the front, 1 point in the back of your heel. That's where you want to think about how you're evenly distributing the weight. So this kind of makes like a little triangle. So you have 2 points in the front. It's like where the pressure hits your foot the most, and then 1 point in the back, like a little tripod. You're standing on 2 tripods. So you can play with that. And then same thing with the weight in your legs. Some people have like, they'll stand like this or they'll stand like this. So we want to evenly distribute the weight in the feet and the legs as well. And then slightly tuck your tailbone in. Roll your shoulders back and down. You really want to feel the expansion across your chest. Slightly tuck your chin in. And you want to feel a string being pulled at the top of your head. So stand up really tall. Now start to focus on those yogic breaths. So you can put one hand on your belly if you'd like. Inhale, push your belly out. Exhale, push your belly in. Let's do that 4 more times. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. One more time. Inhale. So we're activating our rest and digest nervous system. This is getting us out of fight or flight, so that way we can get into our bodies, we can get deeper into our meditations, we can just bring our nervous system down, which is great for your blood pressure, for your mental health, so many reasons. Reduces inflammation. Okay, let's warm up our spine. So feet a little bit wider than hip width apart. Our hands are on our hips, and then come to the front and over to the left, to the back, to the right. We're going to do this 3 times. So we're warming up our spine, hitting all the different planes that our spine can do. You can go forward and back, left and right. And let's do one more. And then when you come back to the center, do 3 on the other side. Start to deepen your breath here. Just go slow. This is also good for digestion because every time you hit that corner, you're scrunching together your intestines as I burp, because that's what you're doing. You're squeezing your intestines, so you're literally moving your digestion through, so you may burp or you may fart or something. That happens, but it's really good for you. It's really good for detoxing your organs because we're giving them a little squeezing all that air out, moving the food through your system. So if you haven't, just do a couple more. And then come to the top and then come back to mountain pose, feet together, pull your shoulders back and down. Okay, let's do warrior 1. So right foot forward, left foot comes back, and our heel is lined up with the middle of the left foot, and our foot is at an angle. Our left foot is at an angle, our knee is over our ankle. Square your hips to the front of the room, and then inhale, bring your arms up into your lunge. This is warrior 1, Virabhadrasana 1. And we're going to change it up. We're going to clasp our hands, point our index fingers up, so our fingers are like this, pointed. Thumbs can cross each other. And or you can keep your hands the other way, but we're just pointing our fingers up, and we want to lift through the rib cage. Take some deep breaths here. And then bring your arms down. Shake that out if you need to. Okay, let's do that on the other side. Warrior 1. Left foot forward, right foot comes back. Our right foot is at an angle. Our heel is lined up with the middle of the right foot. And then square your hips to the front of the room. Clasp your hands together, pointing your index fingers, and your thumbs can be over each other. And then inhale, come into your lunge, exhale. Really reach up towards the sky. Inhale. Exhale. Bring your arms down. Shake that out if you need to. Okay, from here, we're going to come hip width apart, feet hip width apart. And then this is a Tai Chi move, but I really like this. So arms are by your sides, and you're just gently going like this with your hands, and you're swinging your arms back and forth like this, and you're literally just like hitting your body. So you could keep it here, or you could go a little bit faster, and this is really good for your kidneys, which are on your back. So we're just like doing this, hitting ourselves. It looks weird, but it's really good for you. Same kind of thing, giving your organs a little detox here. And then you can go faster and just kind of like, it's kind of fun to do. Just let your arms go, and you're hitting yourself. So the back of your hands are kind of hitting your back. Okay, we're detoxifying the kidneys. Okay, back to mountain pose. I like to do that if I'm just feeling a little stagnant is kind of fun to do, just to shake your arms around like that, hit yourself, and it's good for you. Okay. That's why I don't teach Tai Chi, I teach the yoga. So right foot comes forward. Now we're gonna do warrior two. Left foot comes back. Heel is lined up with the middle of the left foot, and then the arms come out to a T, and then make sure your knees over your ankle, and then come into your lunge, and we're just looking out past the right fingertips here. And make sure your spine is straight, so you don't want to be leaning over like this. Straight spine. Bring your arms down, bring the left foot forward, shake that out if you need to. Okay, let's do that on the other side. Left foot comes forward, right foot comes back. Our heel is lined up with the middle of the right foot. Make sure your knee stays over your ankle, bring your arms to a T. Look out past the left fingertips here. Also feel the expansion across your chest. Drop your arms down, bring the right foot forward. Shake that out if you need to. Okay, let's do some forward folds, Uttanasana, or half forward folds. So inhale, reach up really tall, come onto your toes. Exhale, come forward, bending at the hips, grabbing behind the legs, or maybe you just want to let your arms fall forward. You just want to feel the stretch in the back of the legs, in your back. Shake your head yes and no. Really deepen your breath here. See if you can let something go. And then slowly come to the top. Your head's going to come up last. Come back to Tadasana, mountain pose. Stand up tall. Evenly distribute the weight in your feet and your legs. Roll your shoulders back and down. It's so important to get that expansion across your chest. We're constantly on the computer, constantly hunched over on our phones. Really get that expansion across your chest. Slightly tuck the chin in. Slightly tuck the tailbone in. Just really straight spine. Okay, let's do eagle pose. Bring the right arm up, the left arm comes under, and then the right foot comes over, and we're using that point in front of us to help us balance our dristi. Coming into Garudasana. And then release that, shake that out if you need to. And then come back into mountain pose. Stand up really tall. Coming into mountain pose. And then from here, we're going to come into eagle pose on the other side. So bring the left arm up, the right arm comes under, and then bring the left foot over, finding that drishti, that point in front of you to help you balance. Release that, shake that out if you need to. Okay, we come back to mountain pose, Tadasana. Stand up really tall, center yourself. Okay, we are going to, and the hands are always equal by the sides. That's another name for Tadasana, is equal standing pose. So that's another thing, your hands should be equal by your sides. Not like this or like this, you know, because you want to stand up straight. Okay, let's stretch our calves. So after all those rhythmic kicks, we need to stretch our calves. So right calf, you're just going to flex that right foot and just sit back into your hips until you can feel that stretch. So take some deep breaths here, and we can clasp the back of the hands and stretch our upper back here as well. Let's take some deep breaths here. And then come back to mountain pose, Tadasana. Shake that out if you need to. Okay, let's do the other side. So we're going to stretch the left calf. So flex your left heel, and then you can bring your hands behind you and stretch your chest as well. So you just want to, you could stay here, you could put your hands on your hips and stay here. You just want to sit back into until you feel it. I can feel it. Those rhythmic kicks are working. So take some deep breaths here. That's the one where we like kick for 3 minutes and chant HUD, 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 HUD. The next day my calves are like, oh, I could feel it. Take some deep breaths here. Okay, come back to Tadasana, mountain pose. And then from here, actually let's come into bumblebee pose. This is another balancing posture. So find a point on your mat to help you balance, and then bring all of your weight into your left foot. And then you can balance your right foot. Make sure you have all the weight in that foot just for a second. And then start to bring your right foot up. Arms stay down. So flex that right foot. Zip your navel in towards your spine. That'll help you with your balance. And then bring that right foot down. Shake that out if you need to. Let's do that on the other side. So bring all the weight into your right foot, and then start to balance that left foot, and then bring it all the way up. So make sure you find a point on the mat to help you balance. And then slowly come back to the top. Shake that out if you need to. Come back to mountain pose, Tadasana. Evenly distribute the weight in your feet. Make sure you're standing up really tall. Roll your shoulder back and down. Slightly tuck your chin in. Okay, from here, let's come into triangle pose. So right foot comes forward, left foot comes back. This time our heels are lined up and our left foot is straight. It's not at an angle. And you're gonna bring your arms to a T. We're gonna inhale, come over to the right, exhale, and then come down. So you can stay here, or you can come to your ankle or come to the mat. Just make sure your arms are stacked on top of each other. And bring that left arm down, bend the right knee, and then bring the left foot forward, shake that out if you need to. Okay, let's do that on the other side. Left foot comes forward, the right foot comes back, our heels are lined up, our right foot is straight. And then bring your arms to a T, inhale. Exhale, come down to either your calf, your ankle, or the mat. Make sure your arms are stacked on top of each other. Take some deep breaths. Bring the right arm down, bend that left knee, bring the right foot forward, shake that out. Okay, come back to mountain pose, Tadasana. From here, let's do some neck rolls. So we'll bring our chin to our chest, 3 to the left. Just take your time. When you're finished, come back to mountain pose, and we're going to do 3 on the other side. So bring your chin to your chest, and then switch sides, 3 to the right. Make sure you're breathing, taking those yogic breaths and sending your breath to any tight spaces that you may experience. And then come back to center, come back to mountain pose, stand up really tall. And then from here, we're going to come into a forward fold, our Uttanasana. So inhale, reach up really tall. Exhale, bend at the hips, come forward. Actually, we're going to grab our peace fingers, and we're going to grab our big toes. And you're going to come into your forward fold and just bring your elbows out to the side. You can feel this a little bit deeper in your back. Just take some deep breaths here. If you have to bend your knees to get there, bend your knees, that's fine. Just take some deep breaths here. You can shake your head yes and no if that feels good. And then from here, let's walk our hands out to downward dog. So take some deep breaths here. Our hands are hip width apart, our feet are hip width apart. Pedal your feet left and right. So we're actually lengthening our spine here. We're driving our weight into our heels, bringing all the weight to the back, which is actually lengthening our spine. You can practice bringing the weight more into the heel of your hand, just pushing back, trying to get that expansion in your spine, the lengthening in your spine. Pedal your feet left and right again, and then from here, let's come into child's pose. Our feet are together, our knees are either together or hip width apart. Okay, let's come into a seated position, and we are going to come into, we're going to do fists of anger. So our finger, hold on one second, I need this. Need my clock, okay? Okay, our fingers are under the pads of our palms. Fingers are over the top, and we're doing O mouth breath. And then our arms are going up over our head, and we're thinking about what is making us angry, what's making us frustrated, irritated. So, hold on. So we're thinking about what's making us frustrated, angry, irritated, fingers like this. Okay, let's get started. Interlace the fingers. Inhale, hold the breath, really stretch the arms, project white light all around you. Exhale, inhale, hold the breath, project the white light above you, around you, below you. Really stretch as far as you can. Exhale, inhale, project, 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 and stretch. And exhale. Roll the shoulders, the neck and the jaw. Okay, from here, let's do bridge pose. So feet on the mat, roll all the way down, and we're going to, our hands are on the mat, and move your heels as close to your butt as you can. And then we're gonna inhale, lift up. So take some deep breaths here. And then come down one vertebra at a time. Bring in your knees to your chest. Rock left and right. Give your organs a really good massage. then from here, come back to center. Rotate the right ankle 3 times to the right, 3 times to the left. Left ankle 3 times to the right, 3 times to the left. And then rock and roll into a seated position. And then we're going to come into our half spinal twist, Ardha Matsyendrasana. Bring the right foot over the left knee. Bring your hand behind you, bring your elbow to your knee. Sit up really tall, inhale. Exhale, twist to the right. Then look as far to the right as you can, deepening the twist with your eyes. This is very detoxifying for the organs. We're giving all of our organs a really good squeeze. Our intestines, our digestive system, our liver, our pancreas, all of it. We're just squeezing them right now. So take some deep breaths. And then come back to center, release that. Okay, bringing your knee over the other knee, your heel over your other knee, and then bring your hand behind you, bring your elbow to your knee, sit up really tall, inhale. Exhale, twist to the left. And then look all the way to the left as far as you can. And really imagine, visualize your organs, just giving them a really good squeeze. Your intestines, your stomach, your liver, your pancreas, your gallbladder. Let's release that. Come back down to your back. Bring your knees into your chest again. And then let's rock and roll back into a seated position. Just rock a couple times, giving your spine a little massage, and then rock and roll up into a seated position. Let's do our addiction meditation. So this is really great for catching our addictions and repatterning them. So we're repatterning our brain, and we're using the seed sounds, the sa, ta, na, ma. These seed into your brain. So they're sounds of the universe. Put your fingers up on the pads of your palms, and your thumbs are on your temples. And we're mentally chanting sa, ta, na, ma while clenching the back molars. Go ahead and begin.
Akala Murita Jini
that point between the brow. Exhale. Okay, we need to clear our auras. So we are going to do the Gyan chakra Kriya, and this clears our aura, our arc line. So remember, we have an arc line from ear to ear. We did this a couple weeks ago. And then women, we have the second arc line. And so we're clearing out our arc line. We're clearing out our aura. We're clearing out our subconscious thoughts. We are clearing out any negativities, any thought forms that are hanging out in our aura. And then this also reflects how people see us, because if we have a bunch of negativity in our aura, well, that's what we are projecting outwards into our environment, and so that's when people are going to see back at us. And so we just need to clear our arc lines, that way we're glowing. And so we are fingers, and the index finger and the thumb are touching, and we are going up and over our head. No, I can't even remember it right now. Our hands are in front of us. We're going up and over our head. That's not my fault. That's COVID brain. Okay, and we're chanting along. So let me set that up. Sat Nam Wahe Guru. We're chanting, and we're bringing our arms up over our head, and they're kind of coming out in front of like our heart, our chest, and going up and around, and we're creating that Vesica Pisces, which is awesome because that's some sacred geometry that we're setting into our system. So let's go ahead and start.
Satanam, Satanam, Waheguru, Waheguru, 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 Satanam, Satanam, Waheguru, Waheguru.
Satanam, Satanam, Waheguru, Waheguru. Inhale, palms face forward, hold the breath. Reach the palms up. Stretch, pull the mula bandha. Look up at that point between the brow. Exhale. Inhale. Hold the breath. Pull the mula bandha. Look up at the point between the brow. Exhale. Inhale. Hold the breath. And then twist left, right, left, right. And then exhale. Okay, from here, let's come onto our backs. Bring our knees into our chest. And then rock left and right, giving your organs a good massage. Then let's come into Shavasana. Feet fall to each side, palms face up. And then go ahead and take 5 yogic breaths on your own. Inhale, push the belly out. Exhale, push the belly in. You're going to continue to use your breath as the anchor for your focus. So just focus as the breath goes down, fills up your belly, and then follow it back up out through your nose. You notice that your mind has started to wander. Just gently bring it back to the breath. You can even make a note to yourself and say thinking, then come back to the breath. Notice that you're thinking about what you're going to do after this, or found yourself deep in thought. Just take a moment, Acknowledge thinking, and then gently come back to the breath. That's the most important part. Gently come back and just focus on the breath. Notice that you found yourself thinking again. Just gently come back to the breath. Knowing that the nature of the mind is to wander, so there's no reason to get upset or frustrated. Just gently come back to your breath. Gently start to wiggle your fingers and toes. Bring your arm up over your head and roll over onto your side. And then come up into a seated position. Eyes closed, bring your hands to your heart. So as yogis, we work with concepts over time, because you don't just do something once. It's got to sink in. We do it a couple times. So as we meditated tonight, you meditating, that was the experience. And then when you took note, oh, thinking, that's you being the experiencer. So in our meditation that we were doing a couple weeks ago, the Who Am I meditation, I'm not my body, I'm not my mind, I'm not my thoughts. You're transcending that experience and the experiencer. The meditation and the noting of the meditation. Both of those, we're experiencing those in the pursuit of becoming free or enlightened or achieving samadhi. So I still want you guys to keep mulling that over. So we'll end tonight with a Satnam chant. So inhale. Sat Nam. Sat Nam.